The Stafford Spartans are leveling up. Now in its fourth year, the district's esports program has grown from middle schoolers playing Super Smash Bros. To high schoolers competing in major titles. This season, Stafford is stepping up to host a massive regional event at U of H Sugarland. We spoke with the head coach, Colt Berry, about the event and the program's road to state.
Hi everyone, my name is Colt Berry. I'm the head esports coach here and now the campus director of our esports program here at Stafford Municipal School District. This is my fourth year here as our head coach, and I now have multiple other coaches on my staff, as well as my assistant coach, Coach Evan Holland, as well as my assistant coach Joshua Bavar and Levi Moyer, who covers our middle school program here at Stafford as well. Here at Stafford, we've had esports now for 4 years, going into our fourth year now as our second year as well as middle school. We've developed a robust amount of teams from middle school students playing Super Smash Bros. All the way to high school kids playing games like Rocket League and Overwatch, things you see in the more of the appropriate games in that age range. We are hosting the Esports Region 4 qualifier across all schools in Region 4, as well as we would now allow Region 3, 5, and 6 to attend. So we'll have a robust amount of schools from the surrounding areas competing in different games. We have about 9 different titles we're competing in, and students from Stafford, as well as nearby schools like Fort Bend, Clements, Ridge Point, things of that nature. Of those schools will be competing in games like Super Smash Bros., Rocket League, Street Fighter, Mario Kart. This qualifier is a local qualifier only, and the top 2 teams from every game, depending on how many students and how many teams we have competing that show up, they will be qualifying for the state championship in Baylor on April 30th through May 2nd. This is a statewide Texas qualifier that we have, and you can either compete and qualify online, or you can compete in these qualifiers that we host. And this is the only qualifier we have in our region that we host and run annually to make these kids be able to qualify against some of the top teams in the state of Texas. Our students every year have always qualified for state. We've actually been one of the top programs in the state who qualifies at least 10 to 15 students every year. This is a whole brand new class, so I have about juniors and seniors this year. So a lot of these students have never been to state, and very few of them actually competed at a state level. So this event will mean more to them than it has in the past years, as we've had students who've always qualified. This is a brand new class. With that being said, I try to take them to as many land qualifiers as I possibly can. So far we've already been to 2 different events. Now this will be, and then we're going to one Friday, and this major event next week will also be their 4th event they're going to. So just getting them used to the environment, but also getting them used to, hey, now we're getting down to just trying to be more serious, more time putting into work, practicing and getting reps in, as you're not going to be able to qualify if we can't get a top place for these next 2 events. So just trying to keep them level-headed, but also getting them enough playing time, enough practice time in with all of our breaks and spring break and things like that nature of things. Trying to make sure they're having enough repetition coming in, so then they're not struggling at these events, and then they're not having even if they don't qualify, they know that they've went to enough events and they know that they've put in the work to try to get there. So even if they aren't able to get at that skill level yet, then hopefully a lot of these are young players that they'll be ready to go for next year as well, so we can try to get there next year. Yes, so we are a Title I school, as most people know, so we are a completely self-funded program. So every year I have to apply for grants. We have to fundraise every year for our funding. Last year, we're lucky enough I was able to win a grant from the city to be able to fund our state trip and everything. We used about $5,000 to $6,000 on that trip alone. I took about 35 students. We had one of the largest attending programs at that event that actually qualified and was able to attend. So we had to pay for, unlike other schools, we had to pay for food, hotels, travel, bus driver, gas, things of that nature. We're paying for every little detail. We're not funded by UL or anything. So it's very critical that we have city funding as well as community funding in this, as these students can't just go pack up and go like a football team goes because they're funded. We have to build that funding for them. Even if we do qualify, we don't get any type of support from anybody besides ourselves and our area and our community. So once we do get qualified, we already have 10 qualified. I'm trying to get 15 qualified more, but that's really critical for us to even go. So after we even get qualified, I now have to worry about another month or so about us raising that funds to try to be able to even attend the event, because if we can't get to that number we need to get to, we won't even be able to go, and all this work we've been putting in will be for nothing again.
The ultimate goal for these students is the undisputed Esports State Championships. The tournaments will take place from April 30th to May 2nd at Baylor University's Mark and Paula Hurd Welcome Center in Waco, Texas. But getting there requires more than just high scores. As a self-funded program, the team relies heavily on grants and community fundraisers to cover the trip. For Stafford Weekly News, I'm Mal Morales.